What are these students doing right now?
They're doing a cervical compression to the posterior paraspinal muscles, including Splenius capitis and Splenius cervicis. I'm showing them how to receive the client's neck. Usually what you have to do is you have to communicate verbally with the client and ask them for feedback. I'll usually use maybe 50% of the pressure I think I can deliver and continue to communicate with them to push them just a little bit further. And then it's engaging cues for movement. So I'll have them tuck their chin or look up, and based on the pressure differences, it allows them to choose where we work and how deeply. Typically when I've got like a primary position, I'm showing the student how to use their body in a specific way, but the primary position is delivering some pressure. Secondary is holding at the forehead and pulling them in, receiving the client, and a tertiary component may be using the forearm to grab in the temporalis. They're sometimes doing 2 or 3 things at once, but we start with one primary position and then add detail and finesse. When I work with clients, I often find that sometimes I can work on one specific thing, but depending on how I feel, and I mean that literally, depending on what it feels like, I may use secondary or tertiary components, and I'm going to communicate with the client. 9 times out of 10, they'll either tell me what they think feels better verbally, or they groan, and that means we're in. We're doing something that's engaging their nervous system and feels very good to them. Increasingly, you just have to communicate with clients, and long-term what you'll find is as you work with soft tissue, you'll get a sense of what normal tonus is and what normal tissue density is. Increasingly, your palpation skills improve, and you can just tell. It feels like magic to the clients, but it's just pattern recognition from years of practice. I want to talk about neck work. How often do you guys use your hands from this position? I want to, from the PsycheTruth video that floated the other day, PsycheTruth was interesting because they forced me to work on a table because they needed stuff for YouTube that looked like massage. But they're not massage therapists, and I went, table tie. Leave your clothes on, watch. And literally the model, I'd say, where do you feel pain? They're like, low back. I'm like, okay, we'll do low back. Improvise for an hour. All those PsycheTruth videos are gold, guys. They threw me on a table. You want to see table work? And their production value is high, okay? When I did the video recently, it was neck work. And I noticed I used my fingers very, very little. And I wanted to demonstrate a little bit of what you can do, okay? Table work, working with somebody. I use my fingers and I go, oh, where's he got tight? Ooh. Hey, this actually doesn't feel, it's pretty nice, Michael. It's long and lengthened and balanced. So I've got all this mobility, right? I can kind of traction one side, a little bit of slide. How's that?
Good.
Yeah, all this. And then do you guys put your forearms underneath? How's this, Michael? Okay, so it's right into the neck there. How is that, Michael? Is that too much?
It's good.
Okay. So if I had to choose, do you want me more towards the base of the skull or more towards the base of the neck?
Skull.
Base of the skull, right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, how's this right here?
Nice.
Okay, more right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So more to the right or more to the left?
Right.
More right there? There we go. Now, Michael, I'm going to hold you right there. Can you press into my hand and forearm? There you go. Can you tuck your chin a little bit? There you go. You tell me where you want to go. Do you want to have your head and eye gaze more up, or do you want to look more down towards your feet? Right there. Okay. Right there. If I assist. It's dead. Then I'm just gonna switch sides. Same thing. I can put my hand on his shoulder. I can put it on the table, just to give him a little bit of lift. Is that too much pull there?
No.
Just feels good? Okay. And I'm always working with his range of motion. We're not jamming, okay? Always working with his range of motion. And I go, okay. Do you want more down towards the base of the neck or more towards the base of the skull?
Skull.
Skull, okay. Then, do you want more to the right or to the left?
Left.
Left. Right there? Okay, and I'm going to re-establish my hand there. How's that there? There we go. Do you prefer this or this?
Good.
This? Okay. What if I give you more lift? Okay. Still right there? There we go. I am not a chiropractor. Pretty good there, though? Okay. Now, if I use my forearm right along the temple right here, the temporalis, what do you prefer, Michael? Do you prefer up towards the head or down towards the jaw?
Head.
Up towards the head. Now, back towards the ear or more towards the forehead? More towards the forehead? Right there? Okay. Now, do you see I'm working on the neck and the temporalis at the same time? What if I give you a little jostle like that? How's that? Okay. I'm going to bring him to center. Both sides, same time. If I wanted to work just on temporalis, I can put my palm underneath just to balance him, okay? Forearm. Now, back towards the ear, or no, back towards the back of the head, up towards the temple.
Temple.
More, okay, up towards the scalp or down towards the feet?
Feet.
Right there. There you go. Can you yawn for me? Pin and stretch. Temporalis. Think about it.
So your right hand is on the...
Just supporting him. Just supporting him. Gives him a little cradle. So your temporalis goes underneath. I speak so good. It goes underneath your zygomatic arch onto the mandible, right? Yeah, just connects in there. So a lot of people with scalp tension. Normally I'll end the session towards this where I'll do a little scalp work, a little shampoo, working both sides. I would typically work both sides of the temporalis. But that's a good way of, you can do it with your hands. We already use our hands. What I keep doing is pushing you off of your hands. When you're going to use it is when, oh yeah, I don't use my feet to massage ears. But this, we'll use my fingers.
Toes aren't dexterous enough?
Exactly. Watch. So, do you guys want to play with that? Yeah. If for some reason, let's say the lift didn't work for you, the standing up like this, you can always just balance them like this from a seated position. I just don't think this was quite as much pressure. Right? Make sense? I want you to try using your forearms, particularly in the posterior cervical spine. It really depends on the person. There's a wide degree of how long people's necks feel and how mobile they are. In the end, save your hands and use what's most effective to kind of pull them into your body. You're receiving the client again. Because we're not pushing into them, we're pulling them into us.
Where do I place my
Temporalis.
temporalis?
Right at the temples. And you can ask her.
Just roll.
Yep. Everybody's rotation is going to be a little bit different. You want to make sure she's comfortable. Adding the temporalis is a secondary piece.
Okay.
Only if you're doing effective neck work and they're like, they like that, and then my arm was free. It was like, okay, sure.
Now, do I remove my hand from her shoulder when it's like this?
You can leave it like that if it feels comfortable.
How does this feel? Where?
My fingers aren't really moving. And I'm not along the rhomboids, not so much. I'm right along. I'm going to find her spine.
Yeah.
There's a spine. I'm going to go right to the edge of the spine.
Right on.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Got it.
You needed to go more medial.
Yep.
Okay. And Heidi, he's going down now. So he's pushing different angles.
Yeah.
But it was most closer to the spine.
Yeah, right at the paraspinals.
Ooh.